What, no donuts or anything here?
We had wine and cheese here. Mark, I wanted to get your views on the soft war and why you think that Israel's been losing it until today.
I don't view it as a soft war. You know, we keep talking about Israel having a PR problem. When Qatar pours billions of dollars into this country and Communist China pours billions of dollars into this country to buy our universities and our colleges and our politicians and media personnel, including podcasters, it's kind of tough.
Why Nick Fuentes?
I was in an extremely personal and bitter war with Fuentes like 3 weeks ago. Fuentes was attacking my father and my son and my wife. So, you know, I was really mad at Fuentes, and then I did an interview, and just out of the I was so mad it like popped out and I attacked Nick Fuentes. And then I got all these calls from people saying, do you know anything about, I don't know anything really about Nick Fuentes. And it was like, actually, Nick Fuentes is the single most influential commentator among young men.
What began as another high-profile interview quickly unraveled into a public feud exposing deep fractures within the modern conservative movement. When Tucker Carlson sat down with controversial streamer Nick Fuentes, few expected the conversation to ignite such fierce backlash. Fuentes' openly anti-Semitic remarks and Carlson's reluctance to challenge them set off a storm across social media. Veteran broadcaster Mark Levin, speaking in an interview with JNS,
And the fact of the matter is, they have access to our colleges and universities. You've seen this fusion of the Marxist Islamists on the left and the neo-Nazis and Klansmen types on the right. They may have a different ultimate objective, but ultimately they have the same means, which is they hate us, they hate America, and now they hate evangelical Christians.
Mark Levin condemned the exchange as toxic, warning that giving extremists a platform threatens to poison the moral core of conservatism. In response, Fuentes lashed out, mocking Levin.
I don't know if I've ever even said this on an interview before. I was listening to Mark Levin's show.
Actually?
I listen to him every day.
You listen to Mark Levin every day?
In high school, yes. I was a fan. But I'll never forget one show. He goes live and he says, America's becoming a majority non-white country. Does anybody think that's a good idea? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, that actually doesn't sound so good. I didn't really even think that America's becoming majority minority like that.
You were radicalized on race by Mark Levin?
Yes.
Fuentes lashed out, mocking Levin and doubling down on his rhetoric, while Ben Shapiro joined the fray, accusing Carlson of moral cowardice.
So now, having spoken to Tucker, I actually see that interview very differently. And I did listen to the interview, and I knew what Nick Fuentes was. And I think he did show himself to be who he is. It wasn't his most vile stuff, but you got the feel for what this guy was. But I really think Tucker was talking to him, Ben, to put like a bumper on this guy.
What followed wasn't just another online dispute. It revealed a growing divide between those who defend open dialogue at any cost and those who insist that moral lines, especially regarding anti-Semitism, must never be crossed. Beneath the noise lies a question echoing through today's political culture. Can truth survive when principle and platform collide? The controversy quickly spilled from broadcast studios into every corner of social media, where statements, rebuttals, and clarifications appeared in rapid succession.
This week, a task force dedicated to fighting anti-Semitism reportedly decided to sever ties with the Conservative Heritage Foundation. It comes after the think tank's president, Kevin Roberts, defended Tucker Carlson's interview with a far-right anti-Semitic activist. This infighting has laid bare a growing schism within conservative circles over how to address anti-Semitism.
What followed wasn't just another online dispute. It revealed a growing divide between those who defend open dialogue at any cost and those who insist that moral lines, especially regarding anti-Semitism, must never be crossed.
Okay. Again,
but we're talking about his interviews.
We can agree to disagree on your interpretation of what Tucker was doing there. I think everybody should watch and determine for themselves what they think Tucker was doing in that interview, and I urge you to watch it back-to-back with the Ted Cruz interview to determine whether you think that was an aggressive Tucker Carlson interview, and you can judge for yourself.
I didn't say it was aggressive.
Beneath the noise lies a question echoing through today's political culture. Can truth survive when principle and platform collide?
I decided 6 or 7 months ago that this Tucker Carlson was not being challenged. I had people calling me, some very famous who you know, some in the Jewish community, very powerful. What are we going to do about it? He said, what the hell do you mean, what are we going to do about it? You mean, what am I going to do about it?
The controversy quickly spilled from broadcast studios into every corner of social media, where statements, rebuttals, and clarifications appeared in rapid succession. Carlson defended the interview as an exercise in open dialogue. Levin countered with a moral rebuke through JNS, and Shapiro weighed in with sharp criticism of both men's judgment. Meanwhile, Fuentes capitalized on the chaos, framing the backlash as proof of his relevance. The following excerpts capture the escalating tone and the underlying tension driving this public rift. The feud reached its crescendo as Fuentes' anti-Semitic tirades circulated widely, underscoring why so many within the movement viewed Carlson's platforming of him as indefensible.
A big challenge to that is organized Jewry in America. I don't think
the interview with Carlson drew quick, sharp condemnation from many in the conservative movement.
In response, Ben Shapiro's sharp rebuke, no to the groypers, no to cowards like Tucker Carlson who normalized their trash, captured the frustration of those who saw moral compromise masquerading as free speech. Even the president of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, entered the debate.
Christians can critique the state of Israel without being anti-Semitic.
Attempting to strike a balance by noting that Christians can critique the state of Israel without being anti-Semitic. Yet, beneath the noise and outrage, a deeper issue remains unresolved.
But Nick Fuentes was like, what is this? And second, I wanted to say something very specific to Nick Fuentes, which is, I think it's totally legitimate to criticize any foreign country. It is totally illegitimate and very specifically unchristian to attack people for their DNA.
The obligation that we have here is to use whatever smarts we have, whatever resources we have, whatever roles we have in the community, with a handful of people, big platforms. It's time to get tough. I don't see this going away right away. I see it metastasizing.
A deeper issue remains unresolved, one that touches both faith and foreign policy. As political alliances fracture and moral boundaries blur, Mark Levin's defense of Israel and his insistence on confronting anti-Semitism without apology may stand as the clearest reflection of a biblically grounded view of America's relationship with the Jewish state. That tension between loyalty, conscience, and conviction will be explored more fully in the next installment, as we examine how Levin's position aligns with the scriptural mandate to bless Israel while navigating the complexities of modern diplomacy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, as the Gospel Vault and evangelist Dave Jacobs continue the series Faith versus Indoctrination. God bless, my friends.
He looked beyond the cross and saw